And we're live. All right, welcome to Out of the Draft podcast episode, or season 3, episode 5. Welcome everybody. This has been fun. I'm glad season 3's. We've got a consistent couple weeks here. Just want to say, how's everybody doing? Y'all doing good?
Doing good. Just doing our thing. Looking forward to talking more NASCAR.
For sure.
Yeah, same. Pretty good.
That's good. I'm glad. I'm really. That's good. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure everything's working correctly. Yes, it is. All right. Anyways, other than that, you want to start off with Vegas? I mean, we had a big race, 3 races this weekend, so we got to talk about that.
Started off the weekend, of course, with Kyle Busch returned to trucks and also Chevy in the trucks. Came out right off the gate fast.
You got the pole, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah. So I wasn't super surprised with that. I thought he was going to be fast coming out the gate, at least in the truck series, because realistically, it's somewhat the same stuff. It's, a little bit different, a little bit bodies, of course, are different, but a lot of the people are still the same. I feel like inside of KBM, I feel like KBM itself didn't really take a hit to the whole last year shabacle. So I expect them to be fast. But so we started off truck series, KBM fast, and pretty much dominated the whole race.
Yeah, I didn't see much of the race. I saw like the last, probably most of the last stage. It was just when Kyle Busch was just whooping him by like 6 seconds. So yeah, he was pretty dominant.
Yeah, I ended up actually missing the last 20 laps. I ended up falling asleep.
Yeah, you didn't miss much.
Yeah, I mean, I figured I didn't. I'm pretty sure it went green, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah, I remember, we were doing the green flag stops there, and I remember hearing 20 to go, and I looked up, and they were doing the green flag stops. And the next time I looked up, Kyle was on the front stretch out of the truck doing an interview, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess he won.
Yeah, I fell asleep early because it was a late race for our time. It was 9 p.m. Eastern Standard. But I just got off work, I think. I don't know why I fell asleep. But the last thing I remember watching was who was coming through the field? It was like stage 1, and someone was like flying. And I was like, whoa. Because he passed Kyle, I thought, whoever that was, I thought he was going to win. And I woke up and I saw Kyle Busch won, so I was like, wow, this does not surprise me. We all picked him, so, I mean, that just goes to show that we had a lot of confidence in the guy. But yeah, I didn't see the race whatsoever.
I saw, pretty much all of it. Stage 3 is when I started to doze off. But, I mean, nothing really much happened. It was a pretty clean race, honestly. It was...
That's good.
Vegas, I guess.
We don't ever see that in trucks, so...
Right.
So, Kyle Busch won. He was 1 for 1 for the weekend. Now we move into the Xfinity Series, which he was going to retire, but surprisingly, he started to do some more races. Maybe, I guess, the speculations more or less was Joe Gibbs than it was Kyle Busch.
That's the kind of way it seems.
Yeah, because the way Kyle Busch said it when he was supposedly done with Xfinity or done with the second tier series,
right?
He was just like, I'm just gonna focus on family, but then he does 5 races this year immediately when he switched to Chevy. So I don't know. I don't know if that was just because he wants more track time and more like how the Chevys like how they handle. I mean, but it's still not the same as the Cup. So maybe just colleague just talked him into it in a sense of like, hey, help our brand, help our organization.
Right. It could have been as simple as that. We've seen colleague specifically. They've been kind of tapping people left and right like that have multiple years of experience, and somehow they just keep getting all these talented people coming in. And I think that's obviously what's setting up Trackhouse on Xfinity Yeah, Xfinity. No, not Trackhouse. I'm sorry, Colleague. Wrong one.
Yeah.
I'm tripping. But I think that's what's setting that Xfinity Colleague really well. I think they just keep pulling the right people.
Yeah. And I will say, I feel like that's what, Dale Jr. did in the past to get JRM to where they are now. I mean, they're the
Right.
most dominant team. But when it comes to, they had Kevin, they had, Tony Stewart once.
Yeah.
They
Brad
just,
for a while.
and so those type of drivers that come down and race in the series with that team, they can say, hey, I feel like you need to work on aerodynamics, or I needed you to work on the engine package,
Right.
or whatever that is. It's just more communication on how the car handles. Which, I mean, I thought Colleague was already there, but I remember like last year we were speculating if Kyle Busch was going to Colleague because we knew he was going to Chevy.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he raced for the Xfinity Series for them. So I feel like that was either there was a deal where he was like, no, I'm not going to race with you, but hey, maybe you can race for Xfinity for me.
Right. If worst case scenario happens for you,
yeah,
you can come here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I guess that was interesting to see, but
I agree. It was definitely the biggest curveball, I think, in the whole Kyle Busch situation.
Yeah. I was to race Xfinity. I thought he was like, all right, got 100, no big deal.
See, I mean, even when it was finally official that he was leaving Joe Gibbs, I immediately said he was going to be racing Xfinity again. I thought it was going to be for RCR at the time.
Yeah.
But I was like, bro, he's going back to Xfinity 100%. I just didn't see him being with Colleague.
Yeah. I don't
know.
I don't know. It was just, well, of course, his whole situation was kind of weird to begin with. And we talked about that, and we've heard so many rumors about that before. But it was just that was like another like, oh, maybe it was more Joe Gibbs than it was Kyle Busch, or even Toyota. It may have been TRD versus Kyle Busch, but like the same point.
I agree, and things just keep stacking on and adding and kind of pointing more to that direction.
Yeah. And then Chandler Smith, who was in Colleague racing, he dominated most of the race. Who won? Yeah. Did he win both stages or?
No, John Hunter won the first stage, and Austin Hill won the second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The first stage. Did you see any of the Xfinity race?
I did not.
I saw the last stage.
Okay. Yeah, the first stage, the 16 car was super fast right off the bat. But it seemed like he couldn't hold the long run speed, and it was probably about like halfway in the stage, pretty much John Hunter, which John Hunter came from way back, drove all the way through the field and passed him for the stage. But yeah, stage 2 though, the 16 got his car a little bit better on the long run, but it still seemed to fall off a little bit, but it lasted longer. And then third stage comes, and it was even better until the last like 8 laps.
Yeah, well, so I come to find out right before that, they didn't say it on the broadcast, but he was supposed to be saving fuel from lap 15 on of the race. Like 15 to go. I found that out through an interview.
That's interesting. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't know that. They didn't say nothing.
And then when they told him it was good to go, they were already there. Like, they should have said that. They should have told him to save right when he got out of the pits.
Right.
But I guess I don't know why the broadcast didn't explain that. By the way, the broadcast booth was phenomenal in Xfinity.
Yeah, it was. It was.
I'm telling you, Double A looks more of a replacement for Mike Joy than ever. He's really improved.
Yeah, I agree. I really enjoyed that broadcast.
It was just so informational, but it wasn't too much. And it's like, I'm trying to give a person who gives too much information.
Like Steve Letarte style.
Yeah, well, okay,
Steve Letarte, I think, loads you with information immediately. He explains it to where you understand it.
Yeah.
But I feel like he gives you a lot at once.
Well, I don't know. Like
I would say for the average viewer, that is.
Yes, the newer viewer, yes. But for
Correct,
me,
right.
I'm like, this is
no, yeah. For us, we're getting every word of it. We're
Yeah.
understanding, and we're agreeing and we're disagreeing sometimes.
But
yeah, I don't know.
Well,
I feel like
go ahead.
Okay, sorry. I feel like also for the Xfinity races, the pit reporters seem like they enjoy their job a lot more. I saw the one at Auto Club last 2 weeks ago in Xfinity, and it seemed like they liked their job. They actually wanted to be there. They weren't just pit reporters; they're like part of it. But in the Cup Series, it's like I don't know. I feel it's not as much energy.
Who were they? I don't even remember them all.
Was it Reed Smith?
Yeah, Regan Smith. He's so good at pit reporting.
He really is.
And Jamie Little, I think, was a pit reporter, and she's always been a great pit reporter. But when she gets in the booth, dude, like I'm like, do you just even know what you're saying? And like, that's just.
Yeah, I don't know about the booth. Like it feels weird sometimes.
Yeah, but that's beside. I just want to give the booth credit because Fox has been terrible this year, and I feel like when we have a win,
it really
we should appreciate it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And so, but like out of that, I just don't know why they didn't tell. I mean, he's a rookie, right? This is his third race this year with the team.
Right.
Why do you not tell him to save immediately? Like
that's just that's a mistake on the crew chief's part, 100%. Because as we know, you can't save fuel 15 to go. It's just.
I mean, he obviously made it, but like the point of the matter is they're not going to save, right? Like they're going to full on. Yeah, their tires are worn out, so it's probably a lot easier to save, I'm sure. But because he was going so hard at the beginning of the run, guess what? His tires were shot by the time he was ready to go.
Right.
I mean, that's just. You do it backwards. You're supposed to run the fuel run backwards. I guess that's just how I would do it, but obviously I'm not a crew chief, so I guess.
No, yeah, I agree with you though, and I think that was a mistake on their part because he obviously had the car, very quick. He had, I think, like at one point, like almost a 4-second lead.
Yeah,
I think he just needed to manage it, And what I'm getting to though is with that ability and that car like that and the circumstances, the team really failed him on strategy. It could have been as simple as, "Hey, bud, we need you to save fuel right when they pitted."
Yeah.
Cool. You got a 4-second lead. You can do it gradually, but
and honestly, with the 4-second lead when he had it, I thought even with this car to fall off, I was like, "Oh, he's gonna win this race." Like, there's no.
I agree. I didn't think they were getting there.
Yeah.
I was mind blown that they got there. Honestly.
But that's why we noticed it went from 4 seconds to 2 seconds, from lap 15 to 10. Like it was a big gap.
It was really quick. Yeah.
I was like, "There's no way this kid's losing." Oh, sorry, this is a little thing that she made me. So I'm just like playing with it as I speak. ADD problems. Anyways, sorry. Yeah, I don't understand why. Like, I feel like they cost Chandler a win.
I agree,
but he definitely blamed himself, and I'm like, in my opinion, the only thing you did wrong was you
let them try by.
Yeah, he didn't try.
There was no fight.
Yes, and maybe the car didn't have any fight into it.
Right. But like, I mean, like when they got there, Austin Hill just went right the hell around, and I was like, "That's it."
I mean, at that point, you should have just broke check in the middle of the corner to make sure you're on the bottom, like what I'm saying?
Right. Keep him behind you, and then
to make sure
he's pushing you down the front.
On the bottom. Because if he's behind you, I mean, that's dirty air. He's not going to pass unless he goes to the outside.
Right.
But like, I guess that was just, to me, that was the only mistake he actually made. But even then, I mean, 3 races in Xfinity, I don't expect you to think like that. So,
oh Lord,
I'm sure the nerves got to him too. I mean,
I'm sure, yeah. I mean, and of course, I'm sure they're kind of telling him, they're coming.
Yeah, two car lengths back when it was 75 car looks bad.
75. Yeah. Right.
But
so I'm sure that's nerve wracking, but I don't know. They failed him.
Yeah, Austin Hill got the win. Congrats to him. I'm not a big Austin Hill guy personally.
Me either, but he's doing everything right, I guess.
He's doing everything right now.
I kind of think he's a little bit more into like the backing in to win kind of situations, but
they still count.
I mean, yeah, wins a win.
Mr. Where did he come from, right? Like that's
right.
I mean, really? Okay, no one ever gave Harvick.
That's the king.
Yeah, no one ever gave Harvick the backing in to win type of category, but like early in his career, that was like his thing. Like,
yeah.
But sorry, that was just a tangent where I was like, Mr. Where did he come from?
It is true though. The closer.
That's
so much better than backing into it.
Yes, I swear. Like Bowman is really the closer these days. Like,
right.
Anyways, but congrats.
That's really what it is too.
Congrats, Austin Hill. That's another win. Two.
Yeah,
is that
2 out of 3.
Yeah, 2 out of 3.
2 out of 3.
And he almost won. Like
Homestead.
He was really fast at
Phoenix.
Montana. Yeah.
Homestead.
Phoenix.
And now we can go to the most boring race of the weekend. The Hendrick Motorsports 400, presented by William Byron. That was. I still loved it as a race fan, right? Like I still watched it, I enjoyed it, but you can tell that when it's cold, these cars suck.
I agree,
and so that's a problem. Like the Mile and a Half package was our best package, and that was probably a 550 type of race, is what I saw.
Yeah.
So I mean that may not be good moving forward, or it could be just the cream rising to the top too, right? Like says we had a year under our belt.
Yeah.
I mean, look who the fastest people were. Hendrick Motorsports, JGR. I mean, we're back in 2018 again. You know what I'm saying?
Could be, yeah. No, yeah, it could be though.
So it's just the only team that's really not there is Penske. Actually, Ford's in general.
Ford's in general, yeah. I mean, I feel like in all, like they haven't been super far off, but they're just a little off. You know,
yeah, they're off.
I think a lot better than last year, though.
Yeah, I mean, SHR, man, that's a problem. Harvick leaves this year. Like,
it might be the end of them.
Like legit.
Yeah, I
mean,
they are not performing. None of them are performing.
Yeah, like Harvick. Like, he squeezed out of top 10.
Yeah. He kind of ran a little bit up there compared to the others, you know.
But, he was 12th most of the day.
Right.
And I was like, dang, this is not good. Like, I don't know what they got to do to fix it, but...
I don't know either. Something's not right, you know.
I did saw a stat, though, on the race about, like, after 20 laps in the run, Alex Bowman was a half a second faster than the field. That was the most interesting stat I've ever seen, because he was so slow at the beginning of the runs, he could never catch his teammates. But like as soon as he got right to the pit stops, he was like 3 seconds behind him. I'm like, that's the most Alex Bowman thing I could ever see. That's all I gotta say. And then, I mean, William just literally dominated the race. Won on every stage. At the end, Larson took the lead over a pit stop when Denny Hamlin took 2 tires. And then he got the lead. But Larson was able to get past him. By the way, I thought they almost wrecked each other going down the back. And Larson made that weird block on him after he passed him. It was so weird. Like...
I didn't see it.
You didn't see that? So he passes him on the outside. He comes out of 2, and he's not clear all the way. And he just cuts in front of him. And, that was just to play with the air game. but like you're the straightaway. Why are you trying to get in front of him?
Right.
I didn't understand that part, but I guess I mean nobody was mad. Like even Hamlin on his podcast right after the race, he didn't talk about it. He did. He was frustrated though after the race. On his podcast, he talked about like how he went from third to 11th on the restart.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Like that was. He said I could have had a top 5. Okay, honestly, his podcast is really good. I love it. It's because it's right after the race, and it's full Denny Hamlin. Like, not racer Denny Hamlin, right? So this is his own opinions. He no like this is full like race fan Denny Hamlin, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty good. We'll shout out to him. But anyways, so Larson took the lead. He had about a 4-second lead on Byron after he finally got to second. I thought he was going to run him down, but it was just kind of stagnant with the interval. I guess they were about the same speed.
Yeah.
And then Eric Amarola was driving right behind a Rick Hoy racing car and just decided to change lanes and thought, yeah, that's going to be a good idea.
Yeah, they like to do that.
It spins it halfway and then it smacks the wall really hard. But when they threw the caution, he was going straight. A lot of people were like confused on the caution, if that was a caution or not. What was your thoughts? You thought it was a caution or not?
I didn't think it had to come out, but it makes it more exciting for them, and that's what NASCAR wants. So
I literally only saw like the last 2 laps.
Okay.
Yeah, that's literally all I caught.
Yeah, I think it was a caution. Only because at first, when I watched the race and the replay that they showed, it was not a caution. But when I watched the whole corner, like from the backstretch into the whole corner of them getting that after the race, I realized it was a caution. I understand why they threw it. Because on the replay of the wreck, it just looked like he just hit the wall and just kept going. And I was like, that's not a caution. I was like, that's just NASCAR being stupid. But then, if you go back and like after the race, they had like an in-car view. He literally almost wrecked. Like he wrecked, but the wall just saved him.
Right.
And there was debris flying off of it, and so I understand. And then they all pit. Martin Truex stays out. He gets the front row with William. He beats Larson off pit road. And that was just who can ever get the lead on first strikes first. So, and William had no one in front of him.
Yeah, and of course we had the 19 cars stay out on old tires, which kind of screwed everything up for a lot of people.
Yeah, it screwed Hamlin. I mean, because his lane.
Yeah.
Well, no. Ross got screwed Hamlin again. He just didn't stop shoving.
Yeah.
That's it. That's funny. They always find each other. Yeah, it was good to see. I mean, you had a 1-2-3 finish with Hendrick.
First time since what, 2021?
Yeah. Since they did.
Sure. Got over.
The fourth driver was unfortunately not there this weekend. Chase Elliott.
Imagine.
Yeah, Chase Elliott had a snowboarding accident on Friday. He went straight into surgery that night. He missed, of course, Las Vegas, if you don't know, and then he will miss the next 6 weeks at least. That's the thing that came out from Hendrick. That it'll be 6 weeks, but I personally think it'll be 8. Just being honest. And so, with that being said, Josh Berry covered his vehicle for the weekend. And it took until about yesterday till they decided who was going to be, or was it Tuesday?
I think it was Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Was it Tuesday?
I think Tuesday there was it was almost confirmed because they put it on the NASCAR. It was Josh Berry was on the NASCAR sheets of who was racing this week.
Gotcha.
Nothing came out from Hendrick until I think yesterday.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so at all ovals moving for the next 6 weeks, it'll be Josh Berry, but at the road course, it'll be Jordan Taylor, who is a IMSA champion, who is really good on the road courses on the IMSA cars and stuff like that. That was interesting that they got someone like that.
Right. Yeah, that's. I was a little surprised with that. I honestly thought it was going to be another person from Xfinity.
I thought a good one would have been like, Jeremy Clements or something like that, like someone that.
Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Could you imagine we see some crazy things where, like, they pull the joy?
Yeah. So that I was about to get into that. So that was a big rumor that Chevy was going to take LaJoy, put him in the 9 car to see if he can win a race, and so that puts Chevy another driver in the playoffs, no matter what. I mean, that would be some awesome shit. Like if Chevy was smart, that would be their idea. But of course, Napa has a say, Hooters has a say,
right.
Like all these.
But I think if Napa was to ask Chase would be down. They'd be like, "Yeah, put LaJoy in the car."
Well, he even said, like on Twitter, he said, it does not matter to me who drives my race car. I just want my team to be successful." That's all he said. I mean, so I don't think it would not bother him. For one, him and LaJoy are friends. So
I know. That's what I'm saying.
That wouldn't bother him whatsoever.
I feel like he would have some pull for it, though.
Yeah, for sure. I think a lot of people in the industry was pulling for that because we give it up to Corey LaJoy. I mean, this dude is finished in the top 20 all 3 races this season already. I mean, he is top 16 in points right now. So like,
right.
Like
he'd easily top 10, easily. Yeah, and we're talking probably top 5, most likely stage points, a solid day.
Yeah, I think at Atlanta, I think he wins it.
Yeah.
I just know for a fact.
I could see that.
That would be ironic from last year.
Right.
That'd be pretty funny. But by the way, I'm going to Atlanta. I can't wait. Woohoo, bachelor party. But yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like I like Josh Berry a lot, but I do think, and I know eventually, like from the industry and the way they're talking, he's going to be in a Cup ride eventually. I don't know why they're speculating this, but that's the road that he's taking, which I feel like he's a little too old to go into a Cup car right now.
I agree. I honestly think he should just hang in Xfinity and do everything he can.
Yeah.
Right.
But maybe when Dale Jr. gets his team, maybe that's where it is. But or the 77 for Spire, right? I mean, Spire's already performing in a sense of like, but in my opinion, that's why you put him in the 7 car, right? And you put LaJoy into the 9 car. I feel like that would be the most.
Right. So therefore, Josh is still getting his Cup experience and stuff like that.
And the same equipment he'll probably be in.
Right. So I mean, it'd be the same difference anyway, most likely.
But
that'd be sick.
Yeah, I would have loved it. I mean, I don't dislike Josh Berry. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just not. I'm not the big hype that everyone gives him. Not saying that I don't think he's talented, because he is for sure, but it's more or less of I just don't. I'm more indifferent about him than a lot of people.
I think other people deserve a chance over him, though. That's my thing.
Yeah, honestly, I say, I know this is crazy what I'm about to say. Give Brandon Jones a Cup ride, 1 race. Let's see how he does. Okay, I don't like him. I think he sucks, but it could be the car, right? Like, I mean.
I don't think so. I think he just sucks. He sucks everywhere.
It's not the car when you literally wreck your car every other week.
Yeah, he sucks everywhere. Like,
it's not the car. I mean, it's not.
But he outran Kyle Busch at Phoenix. Like, I mean, that's just.
That does not matter.
I mean,
that don't matter. Kyle was probably down a cylinder or some shit.
Oh my gosh,
The only reason Brandon Jones is still here is because of Menards. That is the only reason.
It's like that bacon money Almirola pulls in.
Yeah, I mean,
if it ain't for that, they're not there. Their career ended a hot minute ago.
Yeah,
and that's true. I mean, that's honestly most of these drivers, right? I mean, that's realistic. I mean, Justin Allgaier probably wouldn't be there if it wasn't for Brian.
Yeah.
But I mean, not saying he isn't talented. I mean, obviously he still wins races, but he should have won this weekend. I feel like he was coming. I thought he was going to get it, but it was just too little, too late for Xfinity for him. But that's, I mean, I'm happy for Josh, happy for Jordan Taylor. I mean, that's really cool for that.
Right.
So far for COTA, we have Jordan Taylor, we have what's his name? Kimi?
Yeah, Kimi Räikkönen back in the Project 91 car in COTA.
And then for the 15 car, we're going to have, oh my gosh, what was his name?
I saw it earlier.
Oh, Bennett, like Jensen.
Yeah.
Is that the guy you're talking about? I just saw like Jordan Bennett or something like that. I forget what his name is.
Yeah, Jensen Button.
Jensen Button, yeah.
I don't even know who that is. But it is going to be a Stewart Haas Racing built vehicle for Rick Ware.
So it's going to suck either way.
Yeah,
pretty much.
He's going to do 3 races. He's going to do COTA, the Chicago Street Course, and Indianapolis. That's cool.
I think those are the 3 road courses that AJ is going to win at before he wins at the Roval.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Let's see. Yeah. So you're saying he's going to win 4 now, or?
Quite possibly.
The meat riding.
The odds are in his favor. So.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to point out a couple other little like stat lines I have from Vegas or finishes or whatever. Gibbs came back from starting 4th to going a lap down, or even 2, I think, in the first stage in the mid-30s. He came back to finish top 25, which, good enough, I guess. Austin Dillon really struggled. Briscoe really struggled. Justin Haley managed to get an 8th place on a chaotic last restart.
Yeah.
Eric Jones got 19th. LaJoy 20th. He's got top 20 in all 3 races so far. And we already said it, but the Chevys and Toyotas dominated. I think the first Ford was Harvick in 9th. Like most of the race, it was Harvick in like 12th or something.
Yeah.
Chevys and Toyotas absolutely dominated.
Valid.
That's crazy. I mean, I like that pizza. Can I get a slice, dude? What's up?
Yo, I'm hungry.
It's pretty fire. Hold on, let me see what flavors real quick.
Flavors. This is. You mean
got
toppings?
Like shut up. It's plain. There's
What is plain?
You don't know what plain pizza is?
What is plain pizza?
Cheese pizza.
That's not plain.
That's plain pizza. What's plain?
No.
Cardboard?
No. Plain pizza is dough and sauce.
Okay, sorry, it's cheese pizza.
Thank you.
my
cheese,
bad.
In my opinion, cheese is a topping. And this is about to go crazy.
It's charged that way.
I'm about to go crazy on
I'm listening.
You listen to the podcast?
Yeah. But y'all didn't even really graduate his win. Really? Thank you.
Yeah, congratulate William Byron on his win. We weren't even done yet talking about Vegas.
Trash.
Ask him if cheese is a topping.
I thought he was buying pizza.
Hey, question. Is cheese a topping?
Man, on a pizza?
Yeah.
Man. It's considered a topping.
Okay. No, it's a topping. It is not.
No, it's not. No, it is not.
Okay. When people say you get a one-topping pizza, they're like added topping, right?
Nah, we say let me get a plain pizza.
You say let me get a plain pizza?
Yeah.
That would be sauce.
That would be sauce.
Yo.
Dude.
Hey, it's different up here, okay?
Cheese pizza is a topping.
Yeah, thank you. It's
valid.
Facts.
I know that now, thank you.
All right, now we're going to talk about racing. Anyways.
Yeah, that's...
Sorry, that got
Pizza Hut sponsor us.
Yes, please.
Nah, Pizza Hut's ass. I don't want Pizza Hut.
Oh my gosh, thank you. They're with our sponsorship, dude.
Pizza Hut is horrible. All right. Where are we?
We're talking about William Byron winning, I think, after all that, but
yeah, congrats to Byron.
Yeah, that was cool. I told y'all he was gonna win, for sure. I knew it.
Did you actually?
Yeah, that's who I picked to win last week.
Oh, who? I texted the chat, but I didn't get like a definitive answer. Who was the one that said Byron likes the third races? It was
Mitch,
that boy or Mitch. It was Mitch. Okay.
When did I say that?
At the end of the episode.
At the end of the episode, you said Byron's gonna likes the third race because when he won at Homestead, you were there on the third race of the season.
Right.
And that's when you were like, yeah, he definitely likes the third race. And I was like, what? I was confused, but you're right. He likes the third race.
Is what it is.
I don't know. I had a deep feeling that Byron's going to show up this weekend. That's why I just said it, but I guess I knew something in the script of NASCAR than anybody else did. Because it's fake. Anyways, talking about...
Watch us get canceled.
Talking about William Byron. So he is going to be racing for KBM in the Hendricks.com scheme. God, they can't. Let's get a new scheme, please.
I like the scheme. I think it looks cool.
Okay, I'm sick of seeing it.
I love the scheme on the truck. I will say it looks good on the truck, but we're also going to see this. We're also going to see the scheme in Xfinity too, for 4 races, with Hendrick Motorsports driving the 17 car again. I don't know if y'all saw that or not, but
no, I did not.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, Larson, Alex Bowman, William Byron, and William Byron's going to do another race. So William 2, Larson 1, and Hendrick's saying F Chase. We're not giving him a shot. We can't let him do any extra activities again.
Yeah, he might break his other leg.
That's funny. Sorry. I made a terrible joke to my family, about it. So, anyways, I have a big friend group chat for NASCAR, in my hometown, right? And so they were like, Hendrick dominated. I was like, yeah. I said Rick Hendrick on Monday meeting. He told him all his drivers to go break a leg. Chase didn't understand the assignment.
Okay. A for effort.
A for effort, dude. It's fine. But yeah, so Hendrick's gonna also run that in the 17 for. They said they just want to win because they finished runner up in 2 of the races that they ran, and they got wrecked in one of them. So that's interesting that they want to run more Xfinity races. I guess we can talk about the Xfinity deal. While we're talking about that, what's your thoughts on? Do you think they re-sign after 2024? Or?
I think they will. I personally think they will. I think they already have a big they're like one of the main 3 or 4 sponsors just in the Cup Series, like Bush's and Coca-Cola was. I think they will. But NASCAR has a lot of big money contracts coming up, TV deals, and if they do renew the Xfinity partnership, it's gonna be interesting. I think they personally will.
I actually disagree. I don't think they're gonna renew. I think they're gonna stick to doing the Cup Series stuff, and I think they might add a little extra support to what they currently were, and then drop Xfinity completely.
Who do you think they get?
Couldn't tell you.
I think if they do move on, they could maybe sign Bush to partnership with in the second series, Xfinity series.
Yeah, because
could you imagine we get the Bush series back?
Dude, that'd be dope. So my only
I can see it though. I can see it.
My only fear that if that happens, so NASCAR really doesn't want to use an alcohol beverage or tobacco again for their main sponsor of the series.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I think that's a really good idea, just because they're losing Harvick, right? And if they do sign with Chastain, from what's been going around, they're only going to sign with him for a couple of races. They're not going to do the whole season like they do Kevin. So and trust me, Busch has a lot of money, so they can use that somewhere else, and I feel like that'd be good.
That would be amazing. We got the Craftsman back. We get the Busch Series back. I mean, it feels right.
Yeah, and I'm really okay with the NASCAR Cup Series just being its own.
I agree.
Just having
that.
Yeah. Just because they don't need a title sponsor. If they want to be professional, they shouldn't have a title sponsor, personally.
Right.
And I know we just talked about this, like, I think last week, or 2 weeks ago. Something I remember talking about this, but
I think 2 weeks ago, maybe.
Yeah.
And so I just, that's just my thoughts.
Yeah, we didn't. I think we were planning to talk about this last week, but we didn't, and we've already mentioned it somewhat. But what do you guys think is Bush's plan after Harvick retires? Because we didn't talk about it last week. I heard that you said they could sign on with Chastain.
Ooh, yeah. I know. I know that's big. The fact that it got reported by Adam Stern shows that it's actually sort of the works. But I know Kyle Busch was very vocal on getting Busch
more sponsorship in general. But
I think they could split the sponsorship too, just because they are both Chevy, so I think that'll work.
Sure. Sure, and we've seen Busch sponsor multiple vehicles within the past few years. We've seen them do that a couple times with Boyer, and then I think maybe once with Almirola. I think they did Busch and Bacon.
Yeah, Busch and Bacon.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't be completely out of the question either. I could see them doing that, dropping down to like maybe 3 or 4 a race each.
Yeah.
And then maybe realistically, probably just do like the Cup Series stuff. But, we could dream for Xfinity. That'd be sick.
Yeah, when you're not sponsoring 36 races, it'll be a lot easier to expand your money in other places. So I feel like, 36 races, that's a $15 million deal. You can spend $15 million on a title sponsor of a series versus on just a race car. So like you're all over the place instead of just,
literally just on that one race car not performing.
So I think if they do go with Chastain or Kyle Busch, those are the two that I'll be with. Which, in my opinion, I feel like Busch would be good with Busch. I think that's a really cool idea and a marketing event that they can go after. Chastain's really not the Busch driver I would think of. You got to think of someone who's gritty and sense of their racing style, and someone who likes to party. And Ross Chastain, the only thing he likes to do is wreck people. So, and watermelon. I yeah. But I don't think, in my opinion, when I think of a Busch driver, I think of a Kevin Harvick. I think of a Dale Jr. I think of someone who has fans that will actually go get Busch. You know what I'm saying? So Ross Chastain's fans are going to be 12-year-olds, right?
Yeah.
They're not going to buy merchandise that is. For one, Ross Chastain runs into people. He just doesn't care. Not saying that's a bad thing. It's just he just doesn't care. So kids are going to enjoy his racing style, right? He literally full sent it on the wall. That is a video game move, a kid racing style. That is not the older generation type of grit of a race car driver. So I just think if you're Busch, you think of that, and I guess it's just money for them. They don't really give a crap who you are. In my opinion, I don't think they do, but I just think that's a more, in my opinion, Kyle Busch is a more someone you can identify with. If I'm Busch, but I'm not, so we'll see.
I also feel like it's more important. I think Kyle Busch is definitely more the driver that Busch would go to instead of Chastain, but I feel like it's more important for Trackhouse to try to get Busch because Busch doesn't shy away from giving money, and Trackhouse is already this good after 2 years, get into their third year. Imagine if they can get they don't have a big sponsor really.
Right. If they can get a big title sponsor like that
gets them 20.
Right. Like we get like a Kevin Harvick type sponsorship like that. It could be huge for them.
Yeah, it really could. Because, I mean, Trackhouse wants to be a brand. They don't want to be a team.
Yep.
Right? And so their idea of a race team is, for one, is phenomenal. I think that's the correct way to run a race team moving forward in this type of day and age.
Yeah.
They're trying to move to Nashville. I mean, Busch, right? They already have Tootsies. So, like, there's a lot of good measures for them to grab Busch, right? I think Busch will lose if they go to Chastain, though. That's my opinion. I'm not saying money. I'm saying for marketing events. I feel like they lose out of a good chance of grabbing a lot of fans, right?
Right.
Because when you're a fan of a driver, you go get their stuff. I don't care. You do it, right? Like, I mean, I'd never ate Hooters. Chase got Hooters. Guess what? I love it. Do I eat it all the time? No, it's not that. It's not as good as the other places.
That's the gayest shit I've ever heard.
But like you go to Hooters, you
eat that man's chicken.
I eat that man's, the Chase's chicken tenders, dude. Let me tell you, fire. I'm just kidding, but there's a lot of Kyle Busch fans that went to Cheddar's. Like, I saw it on Twitter. They went to Cheddar's. Like, Kyle Busch fans are addictive. Like, they do not care.
I agree. And to add on top of that, I was even the same way with Harvick.
Yeah.
I mean, the first time when he got Jimmy John's, I never even knew what Jimmy John's was. Yeah. I literally had to look it up because I was like, is it related with Jimmy Johnson?
Yeah.
Literally. I didn't know what the hell it was. Looked it up, found out it's like a sub shop, and I was like, bro, I'm going to go try it. And I loved it.
Yeah, it's good, right? So, like, I that's what I mean by that is I'm sure Ross Chastain has fans that are over 21, and I'm sure the people that drink Busch are still going to drink Busch. That's not what I'm saying. But if you want the driver to connect with the sponsor, and that's what they do, they want them to be a marketing tool.
Right.
Your best Busch, if you're listening, your best option is Kyle Busch. I'm telling you that right now. But that's just what I think.
I agree. Whenever you get sponsorships, and especially big title sponsorships like that, the sponsor really wants you to uphold a style, a look to you, a grit, or whatever it is, And going back to that same situation, whenever Kevin took over for Dale, at that time, being the young kid, he didn't fit that mold that Goodwrench wanted. They wanted that old Dale, hard-working man type situation at that time.
The blue-collar Southern guy.
Yeah. Exactly. And it was at the time it was a city kid that was fighting everybody.
Yeah.
So yeah, it didn't fit the mold. So it's interesting. It's however their marketing team and stuff and all that go about that business. That's, I don't know, a hell of a deal, I'm sure. But it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah.
And for all we know, who knows? Somehow maybe Stewart just finesses him and keeps him.
Yeah, I mean,
they've been there for a hot minute with him. I mean, obviously he followed with Kevin from RCR, but
and they could. I mean, realistically, they don't have to be Busch beer, right? Like they can go back to Budweiser.
They can go back to Bud, right? Budweiser. I'm sure
Bud
there's a
Light.
few other stuff that they own. You know. I mean, honestly, and I don't understand that exactly because I mean, I understand they originally went from Budweiser to Busch to promote Busch instead, basically. But as the company as a whole, why not promote freaking everything? Same goes for Monster. You have so much opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, Monster is Monster. It's just a different color for half of them. You know, I understand maybe not necessarily throwing a coffee on there, but even then, you could still do the coffee. We see the Black Rifle coffee. So I don't know. I just think
there's a lot of good monsters out there that they could put on there. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
I don't like the regular monster. I think it's nasty.
I think some of the other ones are better.
Yeah, hands down. But sorry to cut you off there.
No, but that's what I'm saying though. Is some of these companies, like I get it, you know, some might want to promote something more than others because something, you know, like say the normal plain green monster, it doesn't need promoting, in my opinion. You promote it in every other form of motorsports. So why not promote the other ones? You know what I mean? I feel like that's just, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Well, I feel like it's a marketing scheme if they promote the normal one, and let's say they like the normal one. Some people don't, but if they like the normal one, then they're gonna try the other flavors. But if you just market the like different flavors, say your best flavor, then the person might only try that flavor, not try everything else, and in total they won't buy more. If you know what I'm saying?
No, I
No.
mean, I get what you're. No, I completely understand what you're saying. But I think you know which one's monster, right? Like at this
That's
point,
what I'm saying. Like I feel like you don't have to promote it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like I don't know.
Well, they still maybe it's not them. Never mind. Actually, that doesn't make sense. Just forget about it. No, that's what I was gonna say. Because the drinks, they don't get the money from the sponsor deals. They give the money to promote themselves. So that doesn't say get those deals. They get money, but they really don't.
Right.
Because they're giving money to promote themselves.
And regardless, no matter what color you're throwing on it, advertising is advertising. And that's what I'm saying. I think it's just a missed opportunity, especially with how much stuff they do sponsor already and multiple different tons of types of motorsports just alone. I think it's just a missed opportunity on their part to switch it up. Throw some other ones. Advertise the blue fucking sugar-free one. Advertise whatever, you know? I don't know. I just don't understand just only advertising the green, which I get it. You're upholding to your brand. But everybody knows that brand already.
Yeah, mostly with NASCAR, people like paint different paint schemes, and Monster's always had the same paint scheme with Ty Gibbs. And even 5 years ago, when it was Kyle Busch driving, people they want to see they like different paint schemes.
Even long before that, bro. Even back when like it was Ricky Carmichael, like 2013 in the trucks, black paint scheme with a green end. Like
yeah, you see what Busch does. They've done
same stuff, right?
Yeah, they've changed it up every year, and then they also do the red one now.
For Busch?
Yeah, the Busch Light Apple.
I'm tripping. I'm thinking like Kyle Busch.
Oh, yeah. No.
Yeah. The last time that I do remember seeing a cool monster paint scheme it was a Kyle Busch. It was back when Kyle Busch had his own Xfinity team for that year and a half or whatever, and he had Monster at that time period, and they had a couple pretty cool monster paint schemes that year. But other than that, it's been always just the plain black.
Mm-hmm. Also, to go back on the Xfinity deal real quick, it's in the second to last of its 10-year deal with the NASCAR Xfinity entitlement of the second national series for NASCAR. And on reading Adam Stern's tweet, and they've said that they've declined to Xfinity's declined to comment if they will renew past 2024, but so far they're focused on activating and continuing to make the series better.
Good answer.
That is a good answer. So
we'll see.
So now we are heading into Phoenix for the
Oh,
first.
we didn't do an overview of the short track package.
No, yeah, I was. Yeah.
Oh, is that what you're? Okay, my bad.
No, you're fine.
I had it in a different order, so I
No,
was making sure we got to
I
it.
try to group it together, and since I'm like
Mhm.
we were talking about Vegas or talking about Phoenix going to be in this new
Yeah, I was thinking about it when I wrote it down. I was like, man, it probably shouldn't be all the way up here if we're going to talk about it like Phoenix at the end. So I
Um,
see.
so with that being said, we have a new short track package for every track under a mile and road courses, except Dover and Bristol. They will be the same as every other weekend. This is
Is it every track under a mile or a mile and like a quarter?
It could be a mile and a quarter. I don't know, but
I think it is. I mean, I don't know, because I'm just thinking if it's just the mile, then it's just Dover and Bristol and Martinsville.
In Phoenix, they're using it this
Phoenix,
week.
New Hampshire,
It's probably like
Yeah,
Gateway.
but
1.2 miles or shorter.
Yeah,
You know,
I'm sure it's something like that.
Gateway is more than a mile.
so I said 1.2.
Gateway's like 1.37.
Dude, fuck off.
I'm literally about to read
Jesus.
this.
Anyway, sorry.
Where'd he go? I literally just had this pulled up. Oh yeah. Where it's gonna be ran. Okay. The package will be used at Phoenix. It will run at the Charlotte Motors, all the road courses. Martinsville, New Hampshire, North Wilkes-Barre, Richmond, and yeah, that's it. The only races that will be Dover and Bristol because of I guess the banking or something has to do with
Yeah,
it.
and it could be because it's concrete. The rest are asphalt, right?
Yes, and they don't want that to be a part of the damp weather package.
Yeah, it's slippery.
So this will hopefully create 30% less downforce with the modifications. It will have a 2-inch spoiler, which is half of the height that the spoilers have now. Your short track, it'll also be not just shorter. It'll also be not as wide. It'll be 58 inches instead of 60.
What is?
The spoiler.
Oh, the spoiler. Okay.
They're gonna take away all the strakes and the diffuser. They're taking away the inner strakes, the diffuser strakes, and then there's another strake right beside the front wheels that holds for brakes. They're actually closing that up, so air can't go through as much. So that puts less air underneath the race car. So it creates less dirty air for the driver behind because it's not going to the side of the vehicle. It'll go straight to the back. And with the strakes being gone in the diffuser, it'll be a full flow of air versus like a tunnel of air.
Right.
So that will help the drivers from behind. That's what it's supposed to do. I'll give some thoughts on some of the drivers, what they have to say. I think Harvick was very vocal. Harvick said, it's really hard to tell what to get out of these cars at the racetrack and see how it races. I don't think it's going to be as effective as everyone has hoped it to be, but when you get into those deep, long runs, it'll be so ill handling. It'll be great and crazy all over the place. So that's good to hear. It may not fix the air in a sense on a short run, but like when you get the tires going, you get really loose and all over the place, so you'll be off the gas more. So off the gas means more passing.
Right.
Yippee.
Denny Hamlin said that he's hopeful that it'll be good. The teams nowadays they don't need as many cars out there. for a test because of how good the simulations are. I guess the question was asked because I guess he wasn't out there or something like that. See who else do you think? Oh, that's about it.
I know the Penske driver said they liked it. They all of them, I think. At least Logano and Blaney.
Yeah, I just read that. As soon as you said that, they said they liked it. I remember Johnson ran this package. He said he liked it a lot. He was at the test. I'm trying to think of anybody else, but it didn't show. I do remember Christopher Bell was like, well, can we raise the horsepower? And the TRD guy looked at him and said, I want to tell you this right now. NASCAR is not raising the horsepower. So that's a little confusing to hear. I know it's probably sad, but NASCAR is already saying like no, like we're not going in that direction, which is sad, right? Like we want more horsepower, but we understand why. We may or may not agree with it, but I think if we do go to a hybrid engine with like electric and mechanical engine, I think we get more horsepower. But if it's just mechanical engine, we're not getting more horsepower. I can tell you that.
Right.
Because they feel like it costs the teams more money to have more horsepower, but it also creates better racing. So it's like a lose-lose, I feel like. But yeah, that's all I had for the package. Hopefully I explained that well.
Oh yeah, I think you did. Hopefully it'll be good. Like Kevin said, I think on paper wise, it sounds good. The math is adding up that it should be better. It should allow for more slipping and sliding and more passing to be had.
Yeah.
We'll just see with how it holds up and stuff. And I mean, it's still only the second year in with this car and stuff, so we're still doing a lot of learning in general. But sounds good on paper. We'll see kind of really what we got next week.
Yeah, as long as it improves from last year, I'm okay with it. I'll be even okay if the racing's still not the best, but as long as it improves from last year, something to build on, then I'm cool with it. And the drivers say they like it. And they're the most important part in NASCAR is how they like it and how they know it drives. So I can't wait to. But I can't wait to see how the watch the practice and qualifying, because I bet it's gonna get more explained by like Larry Mack. He's gonna do more like with the cutaway car and explain it more. So I can't wait to see that.
I was gonna show a video of Steve Letarte and Gordon. What's his name? Gordon. Todd Gordon. They did a video on the cutaway car with NBC. I was gonna show that, but I didn't want to get copyrighted, so I didn't.
Yeah.
Now they explained it very well in the sense of what actually each part does, and I didn't study enough. That was my bad.
That's why you're not a crew chief.
That's why I'm not a crew chief yet. Oh, I did not get the job at Joe Gibbs Racing, by the way. I'm gonna say that on the podcast. Joe Gibbs hired me. But yeah, we can go into picks though, for real.
We didn't do viewership though, did we?
Oh no, I didn't talk. We didn't talk about ratings. Sorry.
Do you want to do that real quick?
Yes, please.
All right, hold on. Give me 1 second.
I do not remember. I think it was 3.99. Right?
Yeah, it was. I have the NASCAR, but I also want to pull up the other stuff here. I'm going through.
Adam Stern.
All right. NASCAR was the most watched sporting event of the weekend with 3.991 viewers. That's down from 4.544 million last year. But for IndyCar, ESP, actually, hold up. For NASCAR, the top 5 viewing places was Greensboro, Charlotte, Indy, Vegas, and Tampa. And for ESPN, just to do like another kind of like how other events did on the same day, because IndyCar and F1 also ran on the same day. Sunday's F1 opener got 1.318 million viewers, down from 1.353 million from last year. And then IndyCar on NBC got 1.89 million for the opener, down from 1.405 million from last year. So my thoughts on it is, I don't think it's a big thing to look at. I know, as you can see, NASCAR is, I guess, the biggest loser here, or maybe it was IndyCar. I don't know. I didn't average it out or whatever, but I think it's contributing to just less people having cable. Because if all three of them are down, and Formula One's growing in America, I don't think it's a big thing to look at.
I completely agree. I love that you gave those other two. Thank you. That was, in my opinion, so if we were the only ones that were down, or the ones that didn't flatline, then that would be
it'd be worry. Yeah, it'd be worryful.
But everything is going up. In today's world, everything is literally rising when it comes to groceries, things like that. One thing that is not essential is TV, right? Cable. You can get streaming services for way cheaper. Like Sling, for instance, right? And people are just buying Netflix now. I mean, people are just buying HBO Max. Like, they do not want cable because
expensive.
It's expensive. I mean,
when we have these $10 alternatives,
yeah, it's just not worth it. And so that's why it's super important for the next TV deal. I know we just talked about deals, to be in charge, right? Like, to let, like, now don't make it your one and only source of watching the race, but making another source of watching the race is a streaming service. I feel like if NASCAR created, connected with, Amazon Prime. I mean, for instance, like that would be, like, most people in America right now have Amazon Prime. I can tell you that right now. Guess what? If that's free to watch on Amazon Prime, people will watch it because nothing else, no other sporting event is going to be free on there. So it's just like, I don't know. I just feel like you have to have two options. You can't just be on cable the rest of your tenured career in sports.
I agree. As we see throughout history, you have to adapt and move on. And sometimes the time comes, whether it's with the business or your personal life or whatever, but sometimes the time comes where you got to make changes. And the old things just aren't working the way they used to because new things are different and out or whatever. And we're coming up on that time period. Cable is probably going to slowly die here, honestly, because people are going to stop paying for it, and then no one's going to need it at that point. So, I mean, you're right. We need to see NASCAR jump on this, because if they don't, it might be a downfall for them in the long run, and it might make it harder for them in the long run.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, the most ideal thing for NASCAR is to just straight up build their own website and offer it off of there. And don't even, just basically bypass any broadcasting and just do your own thing. Basically, you wouldn't need Fox and NBC and all that no more, and you can hire them same people and make your own thing. Just straight up make your own thing.
So the problem with that is the TV deals is where they get their money, like for the sport.
Right. But I still think you would still find that type of deal through other sponsorship and or like another streaming service, whether that be like through Netflix or whatever, you know what I mean? Yeah. But I don't know. I think we need to almost look at like a situation almost like flow racing type of situation.
Yeah, I think that would be great. I still say do both, right? Like so we're not in a situation where, I mean, we're still getting through almost 4 million viewers. So don't get me wrong when I say this.
It's a lot.
We are not struggling. This sport is not struggling.
Right.
But if you do both, so if you have one set streaming service that'll broadcast your thing for even a quarter of what you make on the cable side, right? That can go solely to you, NASCAR.
Right.
NASCAR can solely take that, and they can split half and half with the TV deals of the tracks and to the teams, and so the teams are getting more of the pie. Like, I feel like it's a win-win across the board if they do this. Because so NASCAR doesn't have to take from the TV deal; they can only take from the streaming service. Because for one, the streaming service is still going to be millions of dollars. It's not like now it's not going to be your $4 billion that Fox pays right now, but like it's going to be,
a lot.
It's going to be a lot. I mean, it's probably going to be the pie that you take. I can tell you that. If you get the right streaming service, but that's just me. I think it'd be good. I don't know. Try it out. Why not?
I agree, and go ahead.
Sorry, I had a brain fart. Sorry. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, go. Never mind. Fuck it, I forgot. I'll think about it in a minute. Sorry.
Okay, you're fine. All right, Mitch, what was you saying?
I don't know.
Sorry, I fucked everything up. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Okay. Hold on. Wait, I got it. Sorry. Correct me if I'm wrong, but there are other sports, like I've seen the XFL, that they have a game on, like, when they did it 2 years ago, restarted up, they had the same game on Fox and NBC. So that's two different TV deals. Are they losing? Like, they're gaining a lot of money just from that, even if the same game's on at the same time on two different TV networks. That's a plus for them, right?
No.
That's a decline. Okay.
No, so they would cut their contract in half if that was the case, because so you're giving your viewers an option to go to either one, and so they're not going to solely go to the one channel. So they're going to say, hey, if you do that, well, guess what? Our contract's going to end, or our contract's only going to be half of the price that we talked about.
So it's going to be substantially less.
Yes.
Okay.
Now you may get the same amount from two different channels, but I think they would lose because a lot of the fans would be confused, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. I was really confused. So I was thinking for NASCAR, I think this is different because they have a race on NBC, but then at the same time they also have a race on Amazon Prime, like the same race, obviously.
Yeah.
Would that be like NBC would be cutting that deal in half, then, like half of what they would be getting, or would it still be the same since it's only on one TV network?
It's only on one TV network, so that would not be under the contract. So because the reason why it wouldn't be the same is because if you pay for cable, you're not paying for Amazon Prime, so technically you're not losing their viewership, because the people that pay for cable. Yeah, does that make sense? Like,
yeah, they have to buy something else to be able to watch it on that instead of cable if they already have it.
It would not affect their contract because YouTube already streams the race.
Okay.
So, like, now, with that being said, they could not probably use the same analyst.
Yeah,
They would have a different analyst that do all year through Amazon Prime. Or like this is me speculating if they did Amazon Prime. Sorry, I don't want the viewers to think that I'm saying that this is what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then they probably, I mean, the leaderboard would look different. Everything would have to look different just because of, you got
to be your own thing.
NBC rights and what they have, and be respectful to their contract. Really, I think that would be the and that's why YouTube's, if you ever watch a race on YouTube. Through NASCAR's channel, the grid is so different. I mean, it's all gray, black, It does not look the same whatsoever. You definitely still hear the analyst. That's just because NASCAR owns it. Okay. But if it was a different type of owner, you would definitely have to hear it from a different broadcast. And that's just like the Kentucky Derby, right? So the Kentucky Derby, NBC has it at all times, but TGV or whatever it is, like their racing, horse racing like television channel, they cast it through another type of broadcast. So it's a whole different like panel that talks and it's just completely different. That would be the only way you can do that. But I mean, if NASCAR created their own channel, they can technically do whatever they want because it's their sport that they're promoting, and that wouldn't affect their contract.
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Also, we were talking about not knowing who Jenson Button was, right?
Yeah,
I saw. Yeah, 10 minutes ago, he's a former Formula One champion.
Yeah, that's freaking awesome. Yeah.
I got that 10 minutes ago. I was like, I didn't know who he was either. So I mean, that was good to see.
Yeah, I had no idea when he won the championship.
I didn't even know he
won until like a couple of years ago.
So. Yeah, same. Started watching 2 years ago. I could never wake up for the damn races, bro. Like 8 a.m. I don't know.
Well, yeah. I always Cody. So Cody's a big F1 fan, by the way, and so he literally sits there, and he'll set his alarm for the race, and then go back to sleep right before the cup, and then set his alarm again for the cup race. I'm like, what the heck?
That's smart. That's smart though. Right,
yeah.
We off to picks.
Off to picks. I'm excited for this. What? Who's all racing this week?
Xfinity and Cup and ARCA's on Friday.
ARCA.
But ARCA's on FS2, and so is some reason Cup practice is on FS2 on Friday, which really sucks.
So stupid.
Yeah, mostly with this new package, you would think they would actually people want to see what the new fucking package looks like, but whatever.
Fox, don't you just love them? They're my favorite people, actually.
Yeah, I love Fox so much.
I will say I mean, if you want to say a win pick for ARCA, you can. I just don't know which reason.
I want to go Malcolm in the middle because I know absolutely nobody else.
You know how sick that'd be, though?
Yeah. He was good at Daytona, right? He was running top 10.
Yeah, he did really good at Daytona, actually. I thought he did better.
Yeah.
I will say he was all over the place by line-wise. I think that's just because he did not expect how much the wind affected the race car. Yeah. I think that's all it was. But
he'll get better.
I say, who drives the
Vetturini? Who drives the Vetturini cars?
I have no idea who drives any car. And
who drives the 18?
I'm gonna go for the Vetturini cars.
That Mozart?
They're gonna win.
No, it's definitely Mozart.
Mozart? Is that what his name is?
Yeah, I know he did an Xfinity the Portland race last year. Yeah, but I have no idea.
Portland?
Yeah, the road course.
Who won that? AJ?
Not everything's AJ. No, I don't.
I think it was AJ.
No, I think it was Gibbs. To be completely honest, I know Gibbs got wrecked by Jesse Iwuji under caution.
Yeah.
AJ.
Imagine. I'm about to find out who won that.
That's fine.
Yeah, Connor Mosak. That's his name. That's his winner.
Is that who's in the 18? Was that right?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Nice. Let's see. Who won? Oh, you were right. It was the Dinger last year. Of course it was.
I'm a genius, bro. What can I say, man? What can I say?
Yeah, Connor Mosak's winning this weekend.
So
let's go to Xfinity since we
Xfinity is March 11th, Saturday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern. 200 miles, 200 laps. This is the United Rentals 200. Shocker. You see the trend there? It'll be on Fox Sports 1, also on MRN Radio. You got for a good run, David?
Oh, we're starting with a good run?
Suck pick. I'm sorry.
Suck pick? Okay, my suck pick is Parker Kligerman.
What?
I think he's mostly a high-speed driver. Somebody needs to suck. I don't know who's going to suck. That's basically how it is. Somebody needs to be shit, and I didn't know who else to pick. I think my reasoning is I think Kligerman's more like a 2-mile, big track kind of guy.
I mean, I do agree with that, but I think the equipment it's going to show different here.
Somebody's got to suck, and I can't pick BJ McLeod for every race. We already know he's going to suck.
It's valid. Dylan?
My suck pick is going to be Leland Honeyman. I have no idea who that is.
What car is that?
That's the 45 for Cesar Beccarella.
If he doesn't suck, I'll be surprised.
yeah, valid.
See, I didn't want to go somebody like that. Nobody knows.
Suck pick, I'm going to go Riley Herbst.
Oh, that's beating the Bush ones down.
A little bit.
As I was looking at him, I was thinking about him. My needs a good run is Brandon Jones. He has no top 10 so far this year.
I don't expect any from him.
He does suck, dude. He needs the hell out of any ride. He's trash. All right, Dylan, who's your needs a good run?
I'm gonna say Brandon Jones as well. I think this is the track where he can turn it around, just because he's pretty good at Phoenix. So
I feel it's gonna be a trend. It's gonna be Brandon Jones every race for me until he wins. All right, who's your needs a good run, Mitch?
I'm gonna go with Custer. Obviously he had a bad run-ish at Auto Club, and then last week, I don't know, I expected better coming out of him, and car just wasn't there. I mean, obviously it was a backup, but it just didn't have the same type of speed that Auto Club original car had. So hopefully Custer can have a good run and also see what he's got at Phoenix, getting ready for the championship race.
Cody said in the chat, Brandon Jones for a good run. But
one pick now, correct?
Yeah, y'all root for that guy now since he's in the junior car.
I don't root for him at all.
Are we looking at the? Okay, my Stat Boy's win pick is Sam Mayer, and my win pick, I could have picked the easy one, but I'm gonna go with a guy that's pretty good at these types of track. I'm gonna go with Justin Allgaier.
He did not win last week. It was a shocker, but I think Kyle Busch wins this week. XFINITY.
Easy way out, huh?
Think he can win at Vegas or Phoenix?
That track's his bitch in the Xfinity series, bro.
Yeah.
I disagree. Didn't he lose there last year or 2 years ago?
Yeah, to Brandon Jones.
Okay, he loses one race out of the 10
to
others.
Brandon Jones.
Nah, that's.
He hasn't won that many there.
He's won a lot. He's won probably 5.
That's probably it.
All right.
Who's your win pick?
I gotta go with Allgaier. I think he's the most experienced, and finally, some of the more faster guys are up in Cup, so I think it's gonna help him a lot more. I think the short run, I think he's gonna be quick. He's gonna win.
Cody picked Sammy Smith to win.
Good pick.
He showed little glimpses last week of having a lot of speed.
He's good on the short tracks.
Yeah, he is.
All right, we're moving to Cup. It is going to be. Sorry, I apologize. It is the United Rentals Work United 500. It is for 312 laps for 312 miles, which is 500 kilometers, by the way. That's why it's. It is going to be on Big Fox and MRN. It's going to be at 3:30 Eastern Standard Time, and the weather, it looks good. So that's good. So who's going to suck, Mitchell?
Going with Logano here. I don't think he's going to have that same type of speed that he had during the championship race.
I got Larson or Noah Gragson.
Wow, Larson.
I feel like his history here, although he did win 2 years ago the championship, I feel like his history here is not the best, and he's too aggressive. Like how quick he burns out the tires. I know early in his career he was really bad with that at this track, so that's why I think he'll not do so great. And Gregson, same reason. I feel like he's really aggressive, and he's not going to totally get these cars, and I feel and the tire wear and how they work yet. So that's why I picked both of them. All right, Dylan, who's your suck pick?
My suck pick, only just because he's in this car. Todd Gillen, he's driving the 15 this week. So
yeah, so he's still full time. He's just running the 15 this week.
Yeah,
that's whack.
It's because they booted him out of the 38 for Zane Smith.
Yeah,
they kind of did him dirty.
I feel like that front row in that 38 car's been a mess for years. They had John Hunter, they had Alfredo. Should have stuck with John Hunter, to be honest. But now they're stuck with Todd Gillen.
Well, I think Todd is talented. I just think he's also still young and got a lot of growing and learning to do as well. But I also think he needs to do what John Hunter did and take a step back, redo it all, and come back up. But
wow.
What?
I just saw the chat. That's all I gotta say.
Just wow.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, when we get to the picks, I'll tell you why. Who needs good run?
I'm gonna go with Ryan Preece. You know, coming into this season, him going into the SHR car, we expected big things, especially out of the short track program, which he showed at the class. He showed a lot of promise there, and since then he hasn't done nothing. So hopefully he can get a good run and really kind of start to flip this season back around.
I also have an SHR driver in Chase Briscoe. He has no top 10s this year, and he's been horrendous on everything but Daytona.
Cody went with Ty Gibbs for a good run. That's an interesting pick. I do think the Toyota's gonna be strong this week.
I agree.
So there's that. But who needs a good run? I'm gonna go with Chase Briscoe as well. I feel like the 14 car has been the least. It's been the slowest car out of the four. Overall on speed, they were literally going a lap down. For nothing in Fontana, and then
he was 15 seconds behind Rick Ware cars. Like that
was bad.
I think he did have a problem at Fontana, but still has.
It's just not okay. But yeah, that's my needed a good run pick. Someone said their suck pick. You heard me in the chat. I don't even know who that is, but it is the suck pick is Ryan Blaney. The good run is Bowman, and when we get to the win pick, I'll just let y'all. I'll say those. But who needs a win? Who's getting it at Phoenix?
Kevin's going to get his 10th Cup Series victory at Phoenix.
Stat Boy also picked Harvick, and I'm picking Harvick.
I'm going to go with the Toyota driver. I feel like Toyota's going to be strong. Just going to see what they got. I think Martin Truex Jr. gets the win this week. And it snaps his winless streak. Cody picked Brad Keselowski. That's why I said whoa. And then
have you seen that man drive a race car this year, Cody?
He's been doing pretty good though.
Actually. When?
Are you dumb?
Yeah.
He's been top 10.
And Daytona. When else?
No, Fontana. He finished 7th, and he could have finished 5th if he didn't fuck himself.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. He did finish.
And then Vegas, he was running top 10 all week, all day.
Mm-hmm.
He was the only Ford in the top 10 all day.
Yeah, he was the highest running Ford.
Yeah. I only saw the end of Vegas too, so I guess I see the bad side of it. I don't
know. And then you heard me has Kyle Busch winning. Excuse me, sorry. That's 2 for 4 of the year. Holy cow. For Kyle Busch, but If another manufacturer wins, that'll be the first non-Chevy win this year. So none of us picked a Chevrolet besides you heard me with Kyle Busch, but that's interesting. I almost went with AJ. It's 3 wins, but I didn't.
It's not a road course. What the hell?
I know, but I just he's gonna win 3.
He is. You think I'm crazy? I don't get it. Man.
Well, right now we got a lot of viewers. I really don't want to end this stream right now, so like we're actually like we have people in the chat and everything. So like this sucks. Anyways, is there anything y'all would like to talk about?
NASCAR.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, dude. Appreciate that one.
Bro. NASCAR.
How about we do? I got a little fun thing we could do real quick. How about we could do manufacturer grades so far for the first 3 races of the season?
Chevy like A++, Toyota B-.
Yeah.
Ford F.
I don't know if I go F for Ford.
C.
We're
give them a
yeah, C.
C's get degrees, but they don't look good. Hey, actually, what? Okay, this is a good question that we can talk about. Since Chase Elliott's out, if you're an owner, do you let your drivers do other activities outside of racing?
Yeah, you can't. They're not children. They know what they're doing. You know, you don't own them. You know, let them have fun outside of NASCAR. You don't see on other sports. It's a big thing, and I've seen a whole bunch of things. And like NBA players weren't allowed to play pickup basketball because teams are scared they're gonna tear their ACL. And Lamar Jackson, he's not allowed to play street football anymore at the beach because of what happened last year. I think just let them. They're grown ass men. They know what they're doing. Just let them. If they hurt themselves, and that sucks, but you're gonna have to work around it. You know,
I agree, but the problem with that is these people, Chase Elliott and all the other people that you just mentioned. You know, these people are investments. Realistically, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, they're people, but it's what a multi-million-dollar investment year by year for some of these people, like Chase. You know, I mean, from a business side, how do you balance that? Because you do have the control. You want to drive my car, I have the stipulations, and I say what goes. You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, I think I agree with everything, and I think they should be able to do whatever the hell they want. But from a business standpoint, I understand why some of them don't, because they might be a little bit more toward the money side of it. Not saying that they're smarter with money, but they care more about the money compared to some of the others.
I agree on that. Yeah, I could see it either way. You know, you don't want your investment to get hurt and then you're screwed. You can see like that.
Now you're having to fill it in, you know, and pay this guy too.
Yeah, and that the 9 car is not going to perform as well as even as good as driver Josh Berry is. He's not Chase Elliott. He hasn't been in that car for a year, in that next gen car for a year plus, and it's gonna make the sponsors upset because they're like, okay, we planned on this guy driving this car. Now we have this guy, and this guy who can't even run in the top 20, barely getting any TV time. You know, I see it. I see it both ways. Personally, I let them do what they want. That's me.
I agree.
I think so. You heard me had a good point. Remember when Christopher Bell talked about Joe Gibbs saying that he can't run dirt anymore? Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, Joe Gibbs told him that he could run dirt. This is like the end of last year.
I didn't even hear that.
Yeah, Christopher Bell was not too happy about it.
I'm sure.
And then he also said, "Are we watching the start of the decline of JGR?" I think we would. I don't think there's gonna be a decline. But I will say that there won't be as many dominant seasons as we've seen before.
Right. In recent years, yeah.
But you still have Christopher Bell. You're still going to have Denny Hamlin. I believe Truex is out after this year. Maybe not. I could be wrong. But and then of course you got Ty Gibbs. Ty Gibbs is going to be good. In the near future, he's going to win races. But I don't think it's going to be a decline. But I just don't think you're going to see them. I think it's going to be Penske, RCR, Hendrick. Than it used to be Joe Gibbs, Hendrick, RCR, or Penske. So I think RCR takes a leap above the JGR camp a little bit.
Right. And meanwhile, on top of that, too, we also have RFK in the backwaters kind of turning things around, as well as Legacy Motorsports, Yeah. It's going to be interesting with the way this next year goes, for one, but also the next few years, because, like you said, could this be the downfall of JGR? It could be. I definitely think it could be some struggles coming, because obviously losing Kyle is a hit, no matter how good Ty Gibbs is. And then soon behind it, Truex and Hamlin as well. So things are changing. Someone's going to have to fill at least one of them cars. I could see them maybe dropping back down to 3. I don't know.
You see how strong JGR's been as the only perennial Toyota team for years now. I think eventually they're going to get so far behind because they're not going to have.
They don't have anyone.
Yeah, they don't have enough people to research for them and all that. So I think they're going to be almost forced to switch to a manufacturer. I think the top manufacturer for the next little while is going to be Chevy. So I think I could see them switching to Chevy pretty soon, which could open up some things because the better drivers in XFINITY are not really in Toyotas; they're in other manufacturers. So that also kind of declines the growth for Toyota and for them the chance to get the better because all their drivers are pretty old besides Ty Gibbs. Well, Christopher Bell's not that old, but Denny Hamlin, the second best driver for a decade now. Martin Truex Jr. has been up there, won a championship for him. You got to replace these guys, and most likely you got to replace Truex this year. I think manufacturer change is going to be in the near future for Joe Gibbs.
So I will say, you still have Sammy Smith. He'll
very
grow.
Talented.
He'll
very talented.
But you also have John Hunter Nemechek that switch over to Toyota. I think he replaces Martin Truex personally, just because he already has Cup experience. He's already done that, and personally, I think he's very talented. I think he can actually get it done. He's already raced for 2311 in the Toyota for when Kurt was out. So I think there's a step for him. I don't know if they run 4 cars. I think financially 4 cars will not be a thing in the future.
I agree.
I think you'll see 3. A 3 is a solid number. I think Hendrick will always have 4 just because they do have a lot of finances to them, and they have a lot of smart people on their top. So I don't see. That's why you never see. If their 4th car struggles, they're top 15. It struggles. Does that make sense?
Right.
But I think every other team manufacturer, whatever that looks like, will drop down to 3. Even Hendrick may do the same, right? After. I don't know who they would drop because they love all 4 of the drivers right now.
Yeah, they just signed them all to multi-year agreements.
Yeah.
Past 2025 or something like that.
Yeah. So it's just I think, there's a lot of people that want to own race cars right now. So, and there's a lot of drivers that want to be in race cars. But there's only 36 seats. With this new TV deal that'll happen, I think we'll see how many people that can actually race in the near coming future for money, really. I think I think we expand the 36 to 40 with a new TV deal. And I think we create... And it won't be as expensive for a charter. So, that's just my opinion.
If you think about it, Joe Gibbs has made all the right decisions for, like, ever. That's how they've stayed so strong all by themselves, because RCR has been linked with Hendrick help a little bit. Colleagues now has been linked with RCR help. Yeah. And Trackhouse, I think they get some stuff from Hendrick, I think.
Yeah, they get their engines from RCR.
Yeah. And when was the last time Joe Gibbs missed on a driver? Like, in any series. I feel like they haven't missed on a driver in a fat minute. I feel like...
What do you mean, missed on a driver?
Like, they just absolutely shit the bed in their cars. Like, Xfinity cars, Cup cars. I mean, Joe Graff Jr.'s kind of ass, I'm not gonna lie, but...
I don't know how he made that happen.
It's just a one-time thing.
No, I thought it's like a 5-race thing.
Yeah, but...
That's a 1-year thing, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, today...
Ryan Truex this week in the 19
this week
SP.
is 19, yeah. I was just about to say that, so...
I agree with what you're saying, but I also think it's not necessarily something from Joe Gibbs. I mean, I think, yeah, Joe Gibbs has a little bit to play with it. You know, obviously things are running right, but low-key, especially Xfinity side of it, because that's really where we've seen 98% of the success. I mean, obviously with Kyle, but even not even with Kyle, a lot of success on the Xfinity side. I mean, same with Cup, but I forgot where I was going with that.
Maybe since they don't have much success, they may not have more success in Cup. Is that what you're about to say?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I don't know.
What?
Joe Gibbs sucks. So.
Solid point.
It's like it's a pretty bold statement, just like AJ with 3 wins.
3 wins, dude.
3 wins, dude.
He also has.
You know what needs to happen is Chase needs to just be fired because he's never going to drive a car again. And AJ should probably go drive there.
Oh god.
That'd be cool.
Then we'll really see who the road course king is.
Do you know how much shit Allmendinger would get though because he replaced? If that did ever happen, let's say Elliott did something stupid outside the NASCAR, and he got fired, and AJ Allmendinger was the one to replace it, or any driver. You know how much hate that driver would get because you replaced the most popular driver.
I disagree though because if it's his fault, like just in theory, say he gets nabbed for drugs, you know what I mean? That's his fault. Like why are you gonna be mad at the replacement? That's like trying to be mad at Kevin because Dale died.
Well, this is different. This is
I'm just saying. I mean, I don't
know,
work, but it doesn't make sense though, in my opinion. It doesn't add up.
I'm just saying, I think they would get a lot of hate. Mostly the wrong driver feels that gets in that car for him.
He also has another question. How many wins do you think RFK will have this year? 2.
Yeah.
I think I said 2 in my predictions.
Who gets the wins though? You think though? Is it both Buster, one each? Yeah. What tracks do you think is best for them?
I think we could see Brad at Dega, and then I think Busher, like a Gateway Dover situation.
One thing that helps RFK is they got 2 drivers that are good on like different tracks. You know, Pulaski's really good on stricter plates, and Busher we saw last year is really good on short tracks like Richmond and Bristol. I could see 2 wins. I could see Busher getting a short track win and Kozlowski getting a super speedway win or 2.
I lied. They're not winning at all. But AJ is winning 3. I do have that though.
Yeah.
Hey,
that one's valid.
It's almost guaranteed at this point.
AJ's winning 3 road courses.
I mean, with Chase out now we're kind of looking more toward 4.
If you're just tuning in, like first time watching.
Breaking news: AJ's got 4 coming.
Once AJ wins the first one, we're gonna see Mitch absolutely go crazy on the podcast.
I told you,
absolutely.
Bro, wait till he gets the 3. Though. Wait till he gets the 3.
It's gonna be like, mark it down. That's 1.
Watch for Excuse me. Watching with 3 road courses left of the season, and you're like, he's still got a chance. He's still got a chance.
And wins them all.
Imagine, dude. Oh my god.
There's so many good road course drivers now. I don't know.
Oh, I know that, but that's why I think, not to say that AJ's good or nothing, but that was my point going back to Chase, though, is that there's so many other good ones, though, that I don't think Chase is all that.
Is that why you think Allmendinger's only winning 3 because there's so many other good road course racers?
Yeah.
So you think he get like 5 if they?
Yeah, but the only one that was contending with Chase last year was Reddick, and he's dog's water right now, dude.
Yeah. He was good at Vegas, just so inconsistent. Like his pick would screw him, or like that dude. Yeah, that dude scared me how fast he was up against the wall.
You're about to hate this guy. He said AJ will have 0 road course wins this year.
Who is that? Anyone?
You heard me. I don't know who it is.
You heard me? No. I didn't hear you because your statement is invalid.
Oh my gosh. Cody said Jordan Taylor's winning Coda.
Invalid.
I mean, possibly he's in a good.
AJ is.
Nah, it's gonna be Kimmy.
Kimmy Räikkönen. That's my boy.
That'd be
was
so
that
cool.
SHR equipment?
No,
he's in the Trackhouse. Trackhouse.
Yeah, he's in the Trackhouse.
Oh, the other, yeah, okay, yeah.
Jensen Button.
Maybe.
Mr. Button's in that SHR equipment. You know that bad Fast 30th car.
Yeah, he'll be running the rest of his SHR cars. Won't be saying something. They'll all be 25th. So.
AJ got 3 wins coming, 100%.
He said the Cup car drives like a sports car. No, it does not.
A sports car? What kind of sports car? That's so vague.
No, it's not like the IMSA cars.
Oh, okay. No.
I mean, it drives similar, but it does not drive it like it. It's so much heavier. You have to stop a lot harder. You have to let the car rotate more. I mean, that's just my opinion.
Well, we've been on here a hot minute, right?
Yeah, it's been almost 2 hours actually. Yeah, I'm happy about that actually. We had some good times with the chat. I have no idea who You Heard Me is. So
come back.
Tune in next week though. Oh, this is fun.
Yeah, it looks like you know a lot about racing, so keep it up. Come back.
You shit on the Allmendinger predictions. We all love that.
Yeah, we love that.
Bro, I don't understand. Like,
dude, Allmendinger's about to win the championship, dude.
I never said no out of pocket shit like that.
He's about to fuck around and get 3 races in a row, not just road courses.
Dude's gonna sweep the round of 8.
In the round of 2, or the round of 2.
Round of 12. Fucking idiot.
Round of 12. Yeah. The round of 2.
He's gonna win Dega, the Roval, I don't know, Homestead, whatever else is in it.
It's Dega, Roval, and Kansas, maybe?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
I can see it.
Hands down.
Honestly.
You could see him winning, like, Chicago. I mean,
you know what's
actually.
The street course, yeah. I can see it.
Yeah, I can too.
You know what's gonna be funny? Chase Elliott's gonna come back and dominate the season.
You're tripping, bro. That leg, he's not coming back like Kyle Busch did.
He's gonna pull a 2015 Kyle Busch.
Dude,
no, it's gonna come back and be like
he's gonna get another Mickey championship, dude. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Another. I hate who Busch or
not in this car. It's not happening in this car. It's too equal out there. There ain't no way.
Yeah.
Mickey championships are real these days.
Has he been granted the waiver officially?
No.
Nah, they're not gonna. They're gonna wait until they know he comes back.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much. But
which is smart.
There was
because they don't.
There was a CEO that said that most likely there was no reason that he should not
to get it.
Yeah, should not get it.
Right. Yeah, I feel like though they also didn't say like, yeah, you'll have your waiver, and then him not show up for 7 extra weeks or some shit, you know?
Takes another vacation.
Right. Because then they might be like, you missed a whole like 10. Like, probably not, bud.
Yeah, we're gonna pass. That
Like
script is gonna look crazy now. Oh, Cody, you're funny. You heard me just said what races are you attending this year? I'm going to Atlanta, not next week, so that'll be fun. I don't expect me to go to anywhere else. I may go to. I would love to go to the championship race this year. I want to try Phoenix before they get rid of it.
Hopefully, I get to go to Homestead. That's the plan. I would love to, especially be in a playoff race. You know, I haven't been to a playoff race yet.
Ooh, let's go to. What about Dega?
I'd be down. I want to go to another one. Timing.
You're going to Dega. Which Dega race? April 23rd. I won't be there. I'll be saying I do. Why Chase Elliott gets his first race back win.
It'll be AJ.
I freaking knew it.
I can't help but notice you haven't picked AJ to win any races yet, Mitch.
Yeah, it's not been a road course though.
Fake ass bandwagon.
But what? How's it a bandwagon? I told you the man is winning road courses.
Bandwagon. You haven't picked him.
I don't need to pick him. We haven't hit a road course.
Hey, so while you're at Dega, so just remember that I'm gonna be at the altar saying I do.
I'll be there too.
And Mitch will be there too.
That sounds weird, but I will be there.
I mean, he's gonna stand right next to me too.
Oh yeah,
right in front of me, and I'm just gonna when it says kiss the groom.
He's gonna whisper in his ear like.
I'll be like,
"Am I facing you? Am I facing the right way on y'all's?"
No.
Oh, it works for me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's hot. You live 30 minutes away from Dega, I guess. That's cool.
What if he was like, "Nah, your house"?
I'd be like, bet.
He didn't clarify.
Cody just said, what? In the chat. Alright, yeah, we're getting a little too late. We're just talking mad junk right now, so.
Yep.
We'll definitely be back next week.
Yep, same time.
You could say I do during the flyover. Actually, that might be the right time. Or...
Don't miss the race.
I'll be watching it.
Hands down, I hope you do, please.
I will.
So I can know updates. So my dad's gonna sit with you. By the way, that's what will happen. Like not during the ceremony, we won't be having the race, but like. You know,
no, I wouldn't do that. No.
Like,
you're gonna hear the priest talking or whatever.
It'll get really quiet, and then oh shit!
Oh my god!
The craziest part about it is Dylan would come running to me like, "Yo, what happened?"
The guy's like, "Is there anyone to like deny this marriage or whatever?" Oh shit! No!
Oh my god! He's flipping.
He chopped him,
dude. I would legit cry. Like I wouldn't even. That'd be so funny. I mean, she would be so mad. It's so.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. She'd be like, "You really brought this guy here, dude?
Like,
come on now."
Like she would have kicked my ass, but I'd be like, "What happened?"
I gotta know the updates.
What? I mean, it was all valid info.
Dylan's just gonna be like, "Did Stenhouse cause it?"
Yeah. Stenhouse is winning all the restricted plays this year.
He's winning at least 3.
Yeah, at least 3.
What race was it on my wedding?
It was Kansas where Kurt Busch won.
Yeah.
Kurt Busch's last win. It's your wedding. That's crazy.
Kurt Busch won Kansas? Oh, yeah. Okay. Never mind. No, stupid.
Yeah, that was before he decided to...
die.
Yeah. Dude, he's still not cleared to race.
Yeah.
I know. I don't think they're going to clear him.
Dude's not... He doesn't have a concussion at this point. He has a concuss.
Yeah.
It's his identity.
He definitely has CTE. Gonna turn into Antonio Brown. Love that guy.
Stupid next gen cars, dude. Let me tell you. 550 package. That's what Reddick said this week. He said these cars race like the 550 package now. I was like, that's not even true. But it did look like it. That's just because of the cold weather. But
yeah,
I thought it was decent racing. There's a lot of racing, you know.
Yeah, you just couldn't pass for the lead. That was it. But
Yeah, clean air was the king.
But when you have clean air in any vehicle, it's always phenomenal. So, anyways, I just want to say thanks for all the viewers. Thanks for the chat. It was fun. It was a fun podcast. We had a lot of laughs and definitely some crazy thoughts about Chase and moving forward and AJ always stinking up the show, dude.
Stenhouse now.
I just can't wait for Stenhouse to win again. So because he's getting 3.
I need 3. I need 3.
So, anyways,
that's not true.
Peace, love, and I have no idea what to say after that. But anyways,
smooches to your moms.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, tell your grannies to come next week. It'll be a good one. Peace out.
Granny friendly.